Mamma mia!
Alright guys, Roach here.
And Guardy J from A Year Well Wasted.
And right now we are repping the SNES, and for all you noobs, that's Super Nintendo. We're going old school on this. And I said that before, and our whole thing, our whole system crashed.
Yeah, it's still great hearing it.
But in reality here, or not reality, but right now we're playing Star Fox, and we're about to witness some incredible FX chippage.
Yep. Forget the PS4. It's all about that FX chip. All right, let's see.
We had talked about the FX chip a little bit, and then I looked and I was like, dude, this isn't recording.
So
hey,
that FX Racers was pretty ugly, huh?
But basically, we talked about a little about the FX Racers. If any of you guys even know or have heard, we're going middle.
Okay.
Okay, we're going middle on this. And I remembered it being awesome, but old Guardy here says it wasn't that awesome.
I just thought it was ugly, even as a kid.
But
the frame
it
rate
was two polygons
It
copied and pasted over
like,
and over
it was
and
like
over
two
and over.
polygons. That's what it was. It was just like two.
But I remember getting that. I was like, yeah.
And like this Star Fox doesn't look much better. In fact,
No,
FX Racers looks better than that. But it's just like it's okay because it's minimalist.
I did do a test run earlier today on this,
Snap.
and it's kind of
this is the reason this works though. This was the coolest thing ever when I was younger.
the it's a little hard to see.
Oh no, I can see it just fine.
but yeah, definitely this whole entrance, this whole everything. Essentially, it's a flight simulator. But I was never into flight simulations. But this was a very sick and awesome game.
This ain't a flight simulator.
It is a flight simulator.
This is a war simulator.
It kind of reminds me of kind of a Star Wars. It's your Star Wars X-wing feel.
I'm sure there's some strange story behind Star Fox. They're like, yeah, we're trying to make a die-hard like World War II bomber simulator.
I read that there's some type of weird god or shrine to a god in Japan.
Oh snap!
And it's a flying fox.
Oh yeah, fox is a big thing in Japan.
And he something with arches. He goes through arches, and that's why you're constantly going through arches.
Is this like Sephiroth and the Sephiroth tree again?
I'm just wondering though, like the entire game is basically that. This game. It's like, yeah, let's make the flying fox game.
This is why this is the golden age of gaming, because Japan does weird things and no one asks questions. They're just like, this is so strange, and I love it so much. Japan comes up with an idea about a fox god that flies through arches. I want to make a flying game out of that, about a war against a anthropomorphic ape.
At least they did it in style. FX style.
FX style. Forget blast processing. I don't want none of that. Sonic.
Well, the thing is growing up, I got a Sega, and Guardy J had a Super Nintendo, which Guardy J is my brother. For all you guys out there,
my real name is Guardy J. Roach.
And basically, I had the best of both worlds because I always took over a Super Nintendo, anyways. And because we played FX.
We didn't have games though.
Yeah, but we played
for the longest time.
We played FX Racer in my room.
Oh,
but it was your Super Nintendo.
You were always just like convincing me to do stuff like, you know, it'd be cool if you put it in my room. I don't know whether that's cooler, but I'm young, so that sounds great. Oh, good. I got health and then totally took a dead-on hit.
So, and you're playing right now. I don't know if we mentioned, but Guardy J's playing right now.
I'm in the hot seat right now.
I had the Sega, and I loved the Sega. There was nothing wrong with the Sega. I think it had great games, and I used to always argue people. You know, people like, oh, Super Nintendo's best. I'm like, no, Sega's the best. And then when those other people be like, Sega's the best, I'm like, no, Super Nintendo's the best.
That sounds exactly like something you would do.
Right. So I'm like, it has FX. It has the FX chip. And then, of course, the blast processing with the Sega.
I never understood that stuff as a kid. I still don't. Like, FX makes sense to me, but blast processing, I was just like, it looks prettier, I guess.
Okay, well,
FX was easy to understand.
This is what I've heard, is that the blast processing, the whole term, blast processing, was created by the marketing team of Sega. They took the specs, they took the specifications of
That
Sega
sounds great already.
Genesis, right? They took the specifications of Sega Genesis and they mashed it up with this Super Nintendo, and the Super Nintendo pretty much beat it everywhere with color, with
I know
everything
color.
except for the processor. I think the Super Nintendo had
I
a
always thought-
440 megahertz or 400 megahertz, whatever it was. This is a long time ago, and the Sega had a way faster processor, so they coined the term blast processing.
Because it's a blast to play.
So
Oh, shoot.
the blast processing, it's not like they were in there creating something that was faster. It just happened to be faster. Good job.
Thank you. Anyways, go on.
So they created a faster CPU, or they just added a CPU.
I
in
was
there.
always under the impression that Sega, the Genesis, was better in like in every conceivable way, hardware-wise, except for the audio chip. Because come on.
No,
And it has
actually,
its place.
Super Nintendo was basically won over everything except the CPU, and it makes sense when you say the marketing team came up with it, because the marketing team has to exploit that one good thing.
I didn't know sleazy business tactics existed in the video game world at that time.
Dude,
I thought that was an Xbox era thing.
Don't you remember that Sega
Americans
commercial?
come in, they're just like, yes, money.
Don't you remember that Sega commercial? Sega
Yes,
does
with Nintendo.
Nintendo to whatever.
Yeah, Sega does what Nintendo. Wait, how am I in first person view right now?
It does it automatically, and you can't switch.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Okay, I thought I might have pushed something. It shows how long it's been
Yeah,
since
I
last
thought
played
that
Star
too.
Fox.
And it's been long. You actually thought there was an option.
Yeah,
to
that's
go
what I'm
in and out of
yeah, that's what I'm
first
saying.
person.
Because there was in the 64 version, which that actually is probably my favorite N64 game.
Really?
Yeah, I love Star Fox 64. I don't know what it was. Just one day I woke up and I was like, I love that game.
I don't know what 64. I'm almost gonna say Mario Kart.
Mario Kart?
Dude, that game was awesome, bro.
It was. It's just like I got to a certain point where it's just like, oh yeah, Wait, didn't he just tell me not to, or didn't he just tell me he needed help? Do you know?
When I was playing,
Forget you.
I went-
Forget you, Falco.
When I was,
Forget you. I'm tired of you.
no, you need him.
No, I don't.
Stop it.
I don't need anybody.
When I was
Looks like
playing,
Star
when I was
Fox
playing Flippy,
hunts
what's his
alone.
name? Flippy.
Slippy.
Slippy. He's like, I need help, and he flew from under. It flew by me, and the enemy ran into me and died. He's all, thanks, Fox.
Wait, on 64 or on
no,
this?
this one.
Dude, when you play 64, every single one of your teammates is always in trouble, and they're always so mad at you for everything you do. It's just like, they're like, oh man, I'm dying. You didn't kill him fast enough. And then they're like, oh man, I'm taking that one. You killed him and he was mine. And then they're just, like, if you don't react fast enough, they're just dead all the time. It's like, I started shooting them down because they would talk constantly, and they just berate me endlessly. I was just like, you know what?
Shoot the middle.
Really? Is it the middle?
I think I'm just gonna let you play the whole time. How the heck did you get those photon?
I kept picking up the wing drops, the shot drops, whatever they are. We do a Super Metroid. It's a Nintendo Let's Play thing, whatever we're calling this.
Super Metroid.
Yeah, man, that game's I'll knock it out in an hour or two. I'll play that.
Do you have it?
Yeah, totally. That's my baby, dude. That's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. Out of like all the RPGs I grew up playing, like I didn't play Super Met. Like I played it once. We rented it when it first came out, and I didn't really get to sit down and play that game until probably 20. And I just
rented it.
Yeah.
Was I involved in this?
Yeah, of course you were. You were always involved with every game we got. Hey, bro, you should get an Xbox. Hey, bro, know what's really cool? It's
Never gonna
Nemo-
let that
Nemo
Xbox go.
Dreamland, bro. Dude, you convinced me. Like, swore Xbox is the best console, dude. Oh my gosh, it's got, dude, Halo, man. Man. And so, like, I finally get an Xbox. I'm like, bro, yeah, we got.
Are we talking about 360 or are we talking about original?
No, we could talk about 360 in a minute.
Oh, I thought
No, it's just regular Xbox, and they're just like, yeah, man. And then Halo 2 comes out, and I'm like, hey, bro, what's your Xbox name? And you're like, oh, I don't have an Xbox. Like the whole time, I'm thinking like,
not yet.
there was no, dude, you didn't get an Xbox till like that thing was almost dead.
But that's when I modded it.
Yeah, that's when you had like 100 games on like Europe. Oh, I don't even know.
Got it in Sweden.
when it was legal.
Awesome. Yeah,
to the max.
that's when it was legal. Editor's notes. Or whatever you say.
Yeah. During that time, modding the Xbox 360 was totally legal. You cannot press charges.